Hello there, I'm Tim and he dizzles if he gets rained on, and this is How to Murder Feet, another ramble with some rambling, or ramble with some rambling. I am back at East Meon. This is the All Saints Church. No bloody wedding going on today. Yes, so basically I'm picking up the trail on the South Downs Way, part 2. So I managed to train and bus my way back to here, which is a problem. The further out into the wilds these stages get, the more complicated the travel arrangements are, and more of the day I waste on buses and trains. It's about 10 o'clock and I'm just about to set off. Short day today though, 12 miles I think, the way the bus stops and things all shake out. So, I know, short day, 12 miles. Yeah, so my first big job is to head off down out into the countryside down that way and try and find that wooded crossroads on the path where I left the South Downs Trail last time, which is about a mile away or two. Yeah, the weather, not so terrifying and windy today, but it is pretty much drizzling constantly so far. But I think according to websites and stuff, I think that should stop in the next hour or two. Problem is, it's not the rain I'm worried about so much, it's the ground. That's pretty sodden, which means it's going to be quite muddy and slippery. And given that I nearly killed myself on a hill climb on some big old mountain bike mud trail last time, anything could happen. So yeah, it's a weird day, weird route today. 12 miles of actual hiking. Got noisy. 12 miles of actual hiking, but it's only 6 miles as the crow flies. It's very much a zigzag, head north, head south, head north, head south, and I'm only actually going about 6 miles eastward. Quite a few hills today, so that'll be fun, especially in this slippery mud. So yeah, I'm going to go and get started. Days are wasting. It's a good warm up. Made it to the trail. There we go, East Meon, up and over there, down here, and there it is, onward. And that's where I came from a fortnight ago. And here's a sign. Like I say, you know, like I said last week, it's not Ray Mears Adventure Survival Bear Grylls time, it's just follow the blue acorns. So Butts Hill, 4.5 miles that way. That's my next big waypoint. It sounds like an altitudinous endeavour. I don't know what's up there. What is up there? Public byway, East Meon, 2 miles. Well, that's not for me, not today. Yeah, so the rain seems to have stopped actually. There's a bit of a gap, I thought it would. But it's basically a very grey day. Grey roads, grey skies. But I just saw fantastic autumn wood. I don't know if I can get far enough out from this hedgerow to see it, but with like blazes of different oranges and browns and shreds of low hanging cloud. No, it's okay, whatever, you have to take my word for it. But we're well into autumn now. All the reds and yellows on the trees. Half of the trees stripped bare by the recent winds. Half of them still clinging on. It's, I don't know, is it a very late autumn? Very late tree leaf shedding. There you go, some colours there for you. If I can hold it still enough. But yeah, I mean, it's the 4th of November today. Well into autumn. And it seems like a late autumn. It seems quite mild. It's about, I don't know, 10 to 12 degrees. There's a 10 mile an hour, 5 to 10 mile an hour wind coming from the west, which is quite moist and warm, all contributing to quite a mild autumn and probably a quite mild winter. It won't be a white Christmas this year, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm wondering about the trail though. Let's have a little look at that. There we go. Some sample bits of what I'm going to be walking along today. Lots of puddles, lots of mud. It's been raining most of the early morning, late night. But I've got the footwear for it. Just have to try not to fall on my arse too many times as I go up some of these hills. Yeah, so I've got a bus pickup at about 5 o'clock at South Harting, which is 6 miles away, but 12 miles as the South Downs Way goes. And of course last weekend the clocks went back, which means it gets dark an hour earlier all of a sudden. In fact, it gets darker at about 5 o'clock. So I've got some lights. I've got some little strap on your bag bike lights, that LED blinky ones, reds and white ones, and a head torch as well. So if I am walking along a B road at sunset, which I suspect may be the case, to get to my bus stop, then at least I'll have a fighting chance of not being run down. Yeah. So here we go. Let's crack on. Well, there we go. Country folk on the move. And their little off-road farm buggy things. You can hear the engines. I imagine they're beaters setting up on the forest. It is indeed, as with last time, it is still pheasant season. Been hearing pop pop pops in the distance as we've been going along. So yes, still not out of the woods yet if you're a pheasant. Rain seems to be coming on and off. I don't know. It's not been heavy enough for me to consider the special trousers yet, so that's a mercy anyway. Thermoregulation can be an issue when you've got waterproofs. Don't overheat. Some kind of civilization ahead. A house. Well, first big hill of the day. Something of a stealth hill as well. I'm just wandering along a wooded track and then it starts sloping up slightly. Next thing I know, 200 metres up, 150 maybe, don't know. Trudging along this muddy nightmare. It's quite difficult to get traction along some of that. Still, worth it for the view. Here we are. Doing good to go and do a sweepy panorama for you. Hopefully the microphone's not being completely blown out. So yeah, over there, that one on the very far horizon, that's Beacon Hill, where I was wearing my trousers last time. I think that bit there in the middle is Old Winchester Hill, where I was screaming at the wind. And yeah, we've made it to the next ridgeline, the next horizon. Let's have a sweep. So what are we looking at to the south there? That's probably the Solent down there, far enough, and the Isle of Wight and Portsmouth and such like, somewhere down there. Probably can't see the sea today, it's a bit too overcast and muggy. There's some farm buildings, more track, that's the way I'm going next. Some radio masts. I'm taking advantage of this big old hill. Don't know if that's a mobile phone thing or what. It's a bit too small to be a broadcast television thing. Anyway, beyond there, another row of ridge of hills, which you can sort of see. I think that's where I'm aiming at for the end of today as well. But I've got to go south quite far and then come back up north again. And we got over there stuff, distant gloom fading into clouds. More stuff, East Meon somewhere that way. Yeah. Enjoying it so far. Just seen two blokes coming the other way down that hill and they were running. They had like leggings and jogging tops on, which is asking for trouble if you ask me. Slippery stuff, and the bit on the hillside was all loose stones. So I don't know, imagine running the South Downs way. I mean, it occurs to me that no matter how well you think you're doing and how competent, there's always somebody who's slightly better at it than you, who can do it faster or do it more often. So hiding to nothing. I think as long as you're impressing yourself, that's the main thing. It's rather early in the day for philosophy. It's true though. I started on the mints. Oh, that's a bit of a blow. It's not a biting wind though. It's not cold. It's just persistent. So I've got gloves and hat. Might dig those out later if it's more ridgetop stuff. I think we're going back down again. So. I don't think this is Butser Hill either. That wasn't 4.5 miles. Oh, incoming mountain bike. Bugger's churning the path up. I'm going to glare at him. Back in a bit. Look at these. It's like travelling through Vermont. I think there's a view through there, but I can't tell. Narrow road. It's all got a bit wide cycle path now, which I don't suppose I mind. Much more difficult to churn this stuff up with a mountain bike. I'm going to develop a complex about mountain bikes, I've decided. They are the enemy. Ruining it for everyone else. That's nice. Despite the grey, despite the rain and the drizzle, autumnal colours everywhere. Leaves falling from the trees. Clinging on. It won't be long, another couple of weeks and that'll all be gone. Just the ivy left. The ivy doesn't care. The ivy is eternal. Yeah, we'll mulch down here. Fertiliser for the next generation. It's the circle of life. That'll teach me to bitch about mountain bikes. It's the orange one. The orange one. Motorbikes and jeeps are allowed along here. In fact, any road legal car can give it a go. It says not suitable for heavy goods vehicles, and yeah, look at it. So yeah, I might have to buzz my Land Rovers along here. Be good. Making good time. I'm not sure how far along or what kind of progress I'm making, to be honest. I'm just being factlessly optimistic. I think that down there might have been the village I started out from, so I've done a big old loop basically and just ended up more or less a mile away from it still. But that's fine, it's sticking to the track, that's the thing. So yeah, still up on the hills though. I got a feeling that much of the rest of the route all the way down to Brighton from here is hilltop, you know? All that sort of up and down around Winchester is not quite the South Downs. I think the South Downs don't really go to Winchester, but Winchester makes a useful sort of end point for it all. So yeah, I think we'll probably be seeing proper hill walking for the next couple of sessions out here. Stop for some water in a minute, but yeah, going well. I thought I'd bring in a thermos flask full of hot coffee or something, but I don't know. I don't really find I need hot drinks. It's just, you know, cool water to keep the sweat replenished, you know. Temperature wise, I'm doing all right. I have to keep opening the coat every now and then to let off a bit of heat. But the rain's sort of spitting and spotting a bit. But no, nothing torrential, which is good. I don't have to break the trousers out. Hopefully won't have to today. So yeah, let's just keep at it. Good times. There's some really massive houses around here. That last bit on the other side there, just come past. You know, I mean, it's not. Is it a million? It's how many millions? I mean, to be honest, if it doesn't have its own tennis court in the grounds, it's not really worth looking at. Yeah, some tennis courts. That's the mark of prestige and status out here, is to have a tennis court, paved tennis court with a mesh fencing all around, yeah, the wire fencing around it, and then not to use it apparently. I live around these parts and I've been tootling and backwards and forwards around the countryside for a long time, lots of times, and I've seen a lot of tennis courts, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone playing on them at all. And considering how many tennis courts are out here, you'd think we'd be better at Wimbledon, you know? We'd win it more times, rather than just having to rely on Andy Murray and hope for the best. There should be hundreds of British tennis stars, because we've bloody all got a tennis court in our gardens. I don't know why I'm getting quite so cross about that. I don't care about tennis. I care about inefficiency. It strikes me as inefficient to have an entire tennis court in your back garden and not use it properly, or let other people use it, or charge a small admission fee just to open it up to the public. Get more people using stuff. Or don't have tennis courts, you know. One or the other. I think I'm bogging down on this. I think I'm just going to go and walk for a bit, work off some steam. Progress. So, there we go, Butser Hill. My big first waypoint, I think. That sign is pointing up that road as the continuation of the South Downs Way. Oh joy, a road bit. Now, this is interesting. So if we look southward into the valley, my zoom, I think that's Waterlooville, and in the distance, the sea. So I was having trouble focusing, and there we go. And I think somewhere in that sort of overblown haze is the Isle of Wight. There we go, that's a bit better. Trying to sort its white balance out. Yeah, you can just sort of see the gleam of the Solent in between the Isle of Wight and here, fighting the autofocus and auto white balance. And right on the horizon you see the occasional little block of a ship, container ships and stuff, waiting for anchorage, waiting to come into Southampton. Yeah. And the weather's given me a bit of a break, which is nice. So yeah, might even risk getting the map out and seeing where the hell I am and where I'm going. So far so good though, liking it so far. I mean, basically on a 12 mile Butser Hill, it's 4.5 miles, yeah, that's about a third of the way once I get to this much vaunted picnic area, which I think might be over by that radio mast at the end of the road there. Well, that's useless. So I started there, East Meon, across to that little crossroads there, down there, down to that junction there, then along this road here, and immediately off the map. Seriously, wasted like £8.99 on like 2 miles worth of data. Still, it's quite good. I quite like collecting them. I like the pictures on the front as well. Let's see, that one is the Meon Valley OL number 3, and its picture is a glorious sunset. Oh, the orange is washing it all out a bit. That's the that's a piece of civic art on the link road from the M27 into Portsmouth itself. Portsmouth is probably fairly enough the most interesting thing in that map square, I think. So yes, and I'm just on the top left corner of it, west and east Meon there. But that's all right. We've got the other one. This is OL number 8. This one is a much more useful companion, I think. Chichester, South Harting and Selsey, and it's just got a leafy wooded lane. Nothing pretentious about that. Modest, understated. I like it. Probably going to see something along those very lines as we go today. So that features a lot more. I basically go along the entire top of that Burrington South Harting cocking, along 1-8 dotted line there, and then I'll be onto another map. There we go. Probably onto the Worthing sheet at that point. OL10. Who knows? Anyway, let's see where we are. Just tuck that into an armpit for a minute. We unfold. I'm on Butser Hill, apparently. So if I can find that. How you doing in there? You alright? There we go. Right. Not enough hands, see, that's the problem. So here we go. Butser Hill Nature Reserve. I've basically reached there. That radio thing and the little link road leading in. Oh dear, there goes my bag. So the earthworks and all the bits and pieces on the top there. One of these, there is South Downs Way, came along there, along that road there. So I've just at that little junction there in the parking spot. So the South Downs Way actually carries on down the hill to the A3 and doesn't actually go up to the viewpoint on the top. But I feel I ought to go and have a look at the important thing on the top, rather than just ignore it and carry on down the path. Butser Hill. Yeah. So then we go down to cross the A3 there, which is the main link road from London to Portsmouth. Across the road and into the park here. There's a massive foresty bit. Should be good. And then along the ridge lines here. And then I go over the sheet. Actually, South Harting. No, I think probably that junction on the orange one there is probably where I finish for the day. Get on the bus at South Harting. So, according to the big sign there, Harting down 7 miles to go. We've got Eastbourne 78, not doing that today. And 22 from Winchester. So, making headway, crawling across the landscape. Now, there's weird fog and mist in amongst these trees and streaming overhead. It's like we're actually up in the cloud at the moment. So that's interesting. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to detour and go up the hill. Have a look at the big old waypoint. It's like a Ordnance Survey triangulation point stone thing up there, and a stunning view all around, which I shall show to you on the camera. And I have to come back down again and then go down this Hillhampton bottom. Find a place to safely cross the A3. I imagine there's an underpass there, because that's like the main car park for the country park. Yeah, fun. Foreboding sight. Radio mast on a hilltop against a grey sky. Sure, I've seen a Solar Fields album cover like that. Oh, yeah. So that's depressing. Let's just do a bit of a zoom. Full zoom. Yeah, there it is. That little triangular thing in the middle. That's the church I just got off the bus at. So 2.5 hours to. There, just in the middle of that shot, is the crossroads and the trees where I started hiking, and I've basically just done a big loop, taking 2.5 hours. Still, don't worry about it too much. That's the nature of landscape, geography, and such like. And I've lost stuff here as well. Ah, there we go. Hang on, that's the triangulation point thing I'm after. Quite panoramic, but I'm now yomping through turf, so probably ought to stop you all being seasick and stop for a bit. Back in a sec. I love these things. Ordnance Survey trig point. a modern day monolith. There you go, there's like a marker on there which measures an exact height mark, like a contour. So there isn't actually a number there, so I don't know what the height here is. I'll have to ask. The Ordnance Survey plaque there. Part of the army originally. It's important to have good maps of your own country in case of invasion and stuff. I don't know if they're like a spun-off thing nowadays or what. They made the maps. They make the maps that I've used. But I think they're an ex-civil service government department or something. You've got sort of screw thread in here, which allows you to attach a theodolite or whatever. And these hooks, I think, help for steadying it. Yeah, and I imagine one of these veins is north, probably. Yeah. Enough of that. Let's get the panorama. Here we go. Try and find some decent light balance. There we go. Very gloomy over there. That's to the northeast. I think Petersfield's somewhere over there. Just about see some buildings. A lot of gloomy weather. There's the rest of the South Downs. I think that one there possibly is where I'm aiming at. And then the blue one in the middle distance, Harting Down. That's Queen Elizabeth Country Park on the other side of the A3, the trees. That's where I'm heading next. Looking south, there's a radio mast in the way. Right, but you can just about make out the gleam of the sea. I get the right white balance. And the Isle of Wight. No, it keeps wanting to adjust. But yeah. So you can see the entire length of the Isle of Wight. Not very well on this camera phone, I'm afraid, but you can see the entire length of it gleaming with the Solent in between. Lots of boats out to sea, little flecks on the far horizon. My eyes are better than this camera, that's remarkable. It's not that I'm better at detail and distance, I think it's that I'm better at natural white balancing. But anyway. And that is all the way I've come. Just distant hills. Yeah, I think I'll just stop meddling around with that because it's going to give people a headache. Anyway, top of Butser Hill. I'm going to take a break for a sandwich and then forge on. We're 2.5 hours in and apparently have 7.5 miles to go, so I think we're well in time. I don't want to miss the bus. It's going to be dark this time. Right, I don't know if you heard any of this either. The wind's quite strong, so it's not that strong, it's just persistent. I don't know what I'm talking about. See you later. Look at that thing, festooned. There's round drums or relays communicating with other towers. It's the tall bar ones near the top there that you see, the long ones. That's for phones, and yes, I did check out. I have got 4 bars. I'd be quite worried and miffed if I didn't. So I don't know whose network that tower is. Impressive. Civilization, cutting edge. There we go. The sun's come out. So I have to go down there. Down to there, where you see the glimmering A3. You can hear the hiss as well, busy. And I have to go under it there, and then back along the other side. Through that vast swathe of managed woodland. Which is lovely in the autumn colours. So looking forward to that. Quite a pleasant day. Perseverance, see? Don't let the weather put you off, get out there anyway. I better concentrate. It's quite downhilly all of a sudden. Ooh, urban. No, I'm just going under the A3. Just thundering overhead. Well, lucky this is here, frankly, because otherwise it would have been a scramble across a busy dual carriageway, which you can no doubt hear. I learned an interesting thing about A roads the other day. That's how they're numbered. So you've got A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. They all radiate out from London. all the ones clockwise of any of those have the same starting number. So all the ones that begin with 3 start that side of the A3. It's a system. Promising. Yeah, I think it's about 5 or 6 miles of these forests next. I think that signpost over there is me, but I'm quite keen to see what they've got in the way of facilities over here. Toilets, shop, etc. So a quick detour and then off into the forest. Look at the patterns, look at the colours. Beautiful. Just had a cake and a cup of coffee at a very good gift shop visitor centre place. It's the Queen Elizabeth Country Park. It's a very activity orientated forest this. You've got a load of bivouac building things going on there. Varying quality. Mountain bikers everywhere, of course. And for once I can't complain about them because this is all mountain bike trails all over the place in here. They not only sanction it but positively welcome it. So I've got to watch me back. Where's your bell? Just past a very cute thing. A planet trail. So starting at the gift shop visitor car park thing, there's a signboard with the sun written on it. And then a little further in, along the path, one with a sign of Mercury, and then Venus, the Earth, etc. And from the look of it, they were proportionately spaced out on the same scale. It's just such a simple thing. Simple, you got a bit of ground, a path, whatever. Just put a few boards in with the planets on it, appropriate distances apart. Oops. Yeah, kids love that stuff. I've seen a couple of kids running up and down making rocket noises, learning about the solar system. I'm not sure they would have gone for actual scale planets on the same scale because they'd be just all too small to see, except the sun probably. But yeah, it's a lovely bit of woodland, and it's being managed well and set aside for public enjoyment. Looking forward to the next couple of miles once I get up this bloody hill. Look at these leaves. It's a kaleidoscope of yellows and reds. Stuff's still falling. You can still see them drifting down. There you go, there's a few. And of course the eternal conifers. They don't care. Don't care what season you are. But yeah, spectacular. No, that could just be a caffeine hit that I've had. Americano and one of them little shortbread cakey things. Splendid. But no, it's a lovely place, and even if you're not into sort of stupid long distance hiking like me, it's easy enough to get here and just park up at the car park and visitor centre and have a little wander around. Perfect place for the family. Just nice to see. It's nice to get out. It's probably lovely in the summer as well. Quite nice in winter, I expect. Perhaps less so. Anyway, my way lies onward through the park and out the other side. So, hopefully we'll regain all that height we lost off the top of the radio mast hill the other side. I don't know if you can see that through the trees there. No. Oh, there goes some more bikers. Different trail. Where's your bell? Yeah, onward. I don't think I'm the first one here. So look then, good solid overall superstructure. Basic large scale logs all piled up. Some effort to try and thatch it at the bottom there. The problem you got there is you're lacking your foliage. Next stage should be to cover the outside in ferns and bracken, but doesn't seem to be a lot of that about. Yeah. And yet that still looks more comfortable than my one-man OEX Fox 1 backpacking ultralight tent. Plenty of room in there. Yeah, still in the forest. Quite a long way into the forest now. Getting down a hill there. I think possibly down once we're down off this hill and around the next one, we're out of the park and up onto the downs proper again. Lots of things on coloured things on posts. There's one there. I don't know if that's a mountain bike trail or an orienteering marker or something. It's like all the outdoor hobbies are going on at once out here. Getting a little bit busy, to be honest. I prefer my solitude. Oh, there we go. There's a very poor attempt. I imagine the occupant there just froze to death on the first night. Unless it was beavers. Really large badgers or something. Oh, in that case, good effort. And also, I probably ought to run. Giant badgers! Run for your lives! So, still in the damn country park, which is proving to be a very confusing place. Oh, there we go, there's one I recognise. Right, good, stick to that. Because there's like a purple foot, and then there's like red horseshoes. I think horseshoes is probably horses. There's a load of bicycles. There's about 3 different ways. South Downs Way, Hanger Way, Staunton Way, Shipwrights Way. I don't know. Just going to follow the blue sign and hope for the best. This looks good. Let's go this way. Just standing here and get my breath back. That was a rather steep hill. I'm on a road. Let's get out of the park. On a road. Just yeah, there you go. I thought I'd gotten myself lost, but there's another one. And it's the White Arrows public road. Yeah. And look at this. Mountain bikers getting all pushy too. You are here at your own risk. If we kill you, it's your fault. Don't know, I guess it goes up there somewhere. Forest operations in this forest, FAB. And look, the sad case of the abandoned jumper. A brown hoodie there, rather Jedi-like. Not mine. Oh, so I got about 3 hours until my bus, and I don't know how far I've got left to go. I think I'm probably on time. I mean, I had 2 hours in hand when I started, so should be all right. Yeah, I reckon looking at the map, there's probably only about 4 miles or so to go now. So 2.5 miles an hour. Ooh, yeah. Well, as long as it's not more than 5 miles an hour, I should make it. 5 miles, I should make it. But yeah. So yeah, we're wandering along this road. It's all right actually. There's a no through road sign down the end there, so in theory access only. So not too worried about getting mown down, but these things happen. So yeah, I've sort of regained a bit more altitude. Sort of passed through a valley out of the park and then up onto this next hill, and then looks like down again. So a bit of up and down until we make it onto the Harting Downs, which is pretty much the end of the leg for today. And then I have to go. Because of engineering works on the old train network, I have to go to Chichester by a bus from South Harting, and then get a train across to Portsmouth and Fareham, and then up to Winchester and back that way. So yeah, it's been quite a long time on the train today. So I'll be able to see some firework displays out the window. This is the Saturday closest to bonfire night. November the 5th is actually tomorrow, but most organised displays do on the nearest Saturday. So lots going on. The clouds have come in a bit again, but they're reasonably high and it's not actually raining, so I think earlier the ground must have picked up enough sunlight and warmth to stop the clouds bursting on subsequent hours. Just keeping them buoying up and moving over. I don't know, I'm just making this crap up. I know nothing about meteorology. Although being out and about like this as much as I do, you'd think I'd start to pick stuff up, start to recognise what sorts of clouds look like they're going to rain, that kind of thing. I think I sort of am. I don't think this lot's going to go. This is just a sort of grey blanket, but no really dark patches. Not enough wind either. Usually get a bit of wind before it rains. So I think we'll be alright for the next. Yeah, like I say, I've only got 2 hours left anyway. So yeah, I think I might get away with not having to put the awful trousers on, which is good. So I'm going to keep moving, keep munching on my mint assortment. It's quite a good one. It's got like soft mints and Fox's Glacier mint type ones in there, and there's like toffee mints as well. It's a cornucopia of mint experience. What was that? Bird. Oh, slows. Think it's a juniper? Slow gin. Don't know. Just remember my dad making lots of it. You take perfectly ordinary shop bought gin and then you put a load of those slow berries in it and then you put it in a cupboard for a year. Don't know. Beats me. Mind you, the end result is quite nice. Quite a thick, syrupy, fruity sort of, almost like a sherry at the end of it all after that time. So if you don't like gin, it's a good way of turning gin into something you might like. Oh, here we go. It's the end of the road. Literally. So, yeah, I got up here. Here's a sign. I like signs. What's this one say? Oh god, look at all those symbols. South Downs Way, good. Deer. No deer are allowed along here. Okay, I'll keep an eye out, give way. Bloody mountain bikes. An acorn, yay. Blow open to all traffic. Oh, it's one of those, if you can get your Jeep up here, give it a go ones. Anyway, more walking, less talking. Let's have some more autumn colours. Okay, I don't know if you can make that out in the distance. The Isle of Wight, a gleam of water. There we go, oranges and reds. Or whatever colour my camera decides to put them in as. Splendid. So I'm doing these stages one a fortnight roughly on the South Downs Way. So I imagine by the time I get to Eastbourne, that'll be well into January, I expect. So we'll see an entirely different countryside vista in those terms. Well, it'll be just grey, just a few less leaves. We don't really get icebergs and 10-foot snowdrifts, extreme weather. It's the one thing we really don't do. It's pretty much always like this most of the year round, varying degrees of sunshine. You're there, maize, cattle feed probably. Yeah, doing well. So yeah, got 2.5 hours for us, and I think less than 6 miles. So I'm all right. It's good. Certain frisson of purpose and excitement to these days out, and knowing that there's one particular bus connection at the far end that you've got to make. It gives you a sort of dynamic, objective-based thing, You're not just out there ambling about, trying to get to a place for a time for a reason, I mean, it's not the end of the world if I miss the bus, wait for the next one, if there is a next one. Some of these rural places don't get many buses. And if that fails, there's always a taxi to the nearest town of some sort. It gets a bit expensive and embarrassing at that point, but I shouldn't have to sleep in a hedge. Oh, another vista up ahead. Glad I'm heading west again. No, east, that's right, yes, east. That's where Eastbourne is. I'm heading in the direction that the trail generally goes, that's the thing. Which is nice, because, I mean, most of today so far has been a massive detour south and then north again, and some similar bits further back as well. And it's not quite as good if you can get to a hilltop and look down and see where you've started from, and you've just been doing a massive loop around it. One of the reasons I do this is so that you walk up to the hilltop, go over the top, and see some entirely new vista. That's the thing. That's what we like. Whole new landscapes ahead. What's that? That bump there on the horizon. Is that a hog's back? Don't know what direction I'm looking. Don't know. But we'll find out in due course. Probably go in that kind of direction. Yeah. Road goes ever on and on. Pheasant legging it. She shows very little inclination to want to fly off. Not that I'm specifically harassing it, but it's obviously seeing me as a potential threat. And it's just walking down the road at a fair old pace. I'll put some distance between me and it. Eventually it'll occur to it that going left or right through a hedge might be a plan. There we go. It's a real postcode lottery if you're a pheasant. This is actually a nature reserve. I just passed a sign, so I don't imagine there'll be any shooting in here, but you hear that? Don't know. Pop, pop, pop. Pheasant shooting going on elsewhere. Like I say, I reckon it's, hypernatural selection, artificial selection. What we're doing is essentially breeding a race of pheasants that don't fly. Because if you're in a forest minding your own business and a bloke with a big stick in an orange jacket comes bashing through the forest, if you just run along the ground like this one just did and disappear through the hedge, you probably survive and have children. Whereas if you immediately take off and fly out into the open, you get a load of buckshot in your head and you don't survive and you don't have children. So eventually you're down to wingless pheasants. What the hell have we got over there? Is that more pheasants out in the field? Definitely creatures of some sort, hard to see at this range. Can't tell if they're deer or pheasants in this range. I think they're pheasants. Yeah, loads of them. All up the hedge. See little dots moving about. Yeah, they're birds, not four-legged creatures. Yeah, a whole load of pheasants minding their own business. Obviously this is an area where they don't do the beating and the shooting. Strange fortunes. So, who's about ready for an impressive hilltop? Yay, here we go, another panorama. Oh blimey, they look a bit serious. Yeah, might have to get the hood out soon. There we go, top of the trail. A sweeping vista. Oh blimey, that looks a bit serious over there as well. God, that's pissing down over there. Let's have a zoom. Yep, that looks unpleasant. Is it coming my way though? I think not. I think that is coming my way. I might get the gap, or I might get hit by this. Anyway, carrying on round. Oh, distant sun. Breaking the clouds there. Lovely. Yeah, and then I think one of those two hills there maybe, or perhaps a bit further and up, is the end of my day. Not far to go now, which is good. I mean, 12 miles is, well, it's quite a lot, but compared to what I'm used to, I think yeah, I'm not in any real problems. No blisters, not much tiredness. Should be all right. Mind you, next day is going to be much bigger. No, don't mind me, just a madman talking to himself on a hilltop. Yeah, as I was saying, the next stage, which will happen probably in a fortnight's time, I'm probably going to have to do 20 miles in one go because of the way the buses and public transport shakes out. I'll either end up doing like 6 miles or 20 miles. I can't do 6, so yeah, more planning there. Yay! First rainbow of the day. Double, look. Faint one to the side. Go on, focus. There's just nothing to focus on, is there? It's all an optical illusion. It's getting brighter. Whoom! Massive unicorn assault force smashing into the ground beneath it. Splendid. It's quite a bright one. Yeah, camera doesn't know what to make of that. You get the idea. Well, it's still going, showing off. You got the full bow as well, it's quite unusual. Normally it's just the arc and goes up and over. Until focusing, and there it is down on the other side. Can't really zoom out any further. It's been there for about 20 minutes. Maybe it's not going away. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the rapture. I'm ready. Well, far from vanishing, it seems to just keep getting built more impressive and bigger. It's, yeah. This is interesting. What's that awful looking Christmas tree thing with the white bit in the middle? It's a camouflaged mobile phone mast. I don't know, I wouldn't say unobtrusive, but at least they're making an effort. Less obtrusive than the standard thing. With the fake branches all on it. Why not? I suppose the real test will be if we get birds nesting in it, and how long it will take before it cooks them. Still on the path. Haven't really been paying attention to much else except that rainbow, to be honest. There we go, South Downs Way, the purple one. I forget what the purple one means. I think that means motorbikes but no jeeps. I don't know. Yeah, there it is, still. Well, it's going to keep it up until it stops raining, I suppose. Getting spits of rain on me, which is what that is. Sun shining through the rain, projecting prisms into the sky. Something noisy going on over there. Can hear engine revving and shouting. A sort of motocross thing, maybe. No idea, can't see from here. So that, I think, is South Harting. Little village there. That's where my bus is going to be. But I need to get down to there first, and then probably follow a road along that lower ridge there. Up there, it's Harting Down. That'll be stage 3 in a fortnight's time. Hope the weather's good. Looks rather exposed. Good. So a bit more autumnal leaf fall there. Lovely. Yeah, this looks like my stop. I am there. That little crossroads in the centre. So I follow one of those little paths north to South Harting, and oh look, a beer mug. That bears investigation. Opposite the road there is the bus stop I need, and I think I've got about an hour and a half in hand as well. So just a quick yomp down the road to the bus stop, maybe grab a pint, get the bus. There we go. South Downs Way still. Look, QAR codes everywhere. I mean, technology is all very well, but I sort of come out here to get away from it, to be honest. He says, talking into a smartphone. So yes, that's where I've just come from, and I have to go across the road and then up that far side next time. So this is where I shall come to pick up the trail in future. So down to the bus stop. Just as well, the sun's gone behind some clouds and sunset's not far off. Oh yeah, I've got about an hour and a half till my bus, so I don't really want to stand in a bus stop for that long. I'll catch my death. So probably beer might be a thing. I have to get to South Harting first. It's about another mile north down that path there. So let's crack on. Oh, what's that? Is that headlights? Some sort of twinkling lights in the distance. Oh, I don't know, you can't see. What am I talking about? And here we are in South Harting. Bus stop somewhere down there. Pub there. Just come from over there. That junction is the site of my first ever car accident. It was my fault. Come tearing down, well, there's a really steep hill that way. And I was in an Opel Kadett with 2 canoes on the roof and 5 big lads inside, and we'd come down the big steep Harting Down steep hill, and that was alright, but the brakes got rather hot and what can only be described as spongy. And then we came up to this junction up here, and the person in front stopped to turn left, and I didn't really stop at all. So the inevitable happened, hilarity ensued, no claims bonus, quite expensive as well. I mean, I just scratched their car, but totally destroyed my own front wing, and they charged me 400 quid. There's no justice. So I just need to find a bus stop. Should be marked up ahead, somewhere opposite the ship, I understand. There we go, there's the ship. Oh, there's 2 pubs here then. It's work for choice. So, and I think I've got an hour in hand, so I don't want to stand around at a bus stop for an hour, so I'm going to get drunk. So, yeah, here I am. So, thanks for keeping me company again. I honestly don't know what I'd do without you. And join me for the next one in a fortnight, or whenever this gets published. See you later.